Oh my god, everyone, I found the coolest thing ever. It is an abandoned prototype light rail train that was supposed to run in New York City, but it never happened. Let's take a look.
See that every day. Stuff. It's funny. Amazing. What a piece of crap this was gonna be.
So yeah, that was a really short video because there's not a whole lot to see there. It's just those two little cubes. And they're tiny. It's like they were building a light rail for ants.
What is this?
No, seriously, this thing is just sitting abandoned in the Brooklyn Navy Yard. This thing should probably be put in a playground or something because it's like a toddler-sized playground thing. Why is this thing sitting here? And what is the story behind this thing? Well, let me tell you all about it. So what on earth is BQX? It was a new light rail line that was supposed to run from Sunset Park, Brooklyn to Astoria, Queens, along the East River. It was introduced by the dope from Park Slope, Mayor DeBlasio, in 2016. It would run on city streets. It was estimated to cost $2.5 billion, and it was supposed to start running in 2024. Well, here we are. Nothing's happened. Why is that? Because nearly all of the board members for this project were involved in the real estate industry. Its main backers were real estate quote-unquote developers who are building high-end housing all along the route. A ton of high-end housing that a lot of people can't actually afford. When transit advocates saw this plan, they immediately questioned it because parallel subway routes were still faster. There are actual bus routes that follow the exact routing of BQX. So why would we add something else to it? It would have an entirely separate fare system compared to the MTA buses and subways. So you would have to pay twice to take it. There would be no free transfers. It would use city streets, and it would get stuck in traffic. It would probably have 1 billion accidents. And unlike buses, they can't be rerouted because they're on tracks. So yeah, New York City has next to zero railroad crossings. There's maybe 4 or 5 in the entire city of New York. So this would be an entire paradigm. People would have to get used to trains running on streets. And New York City doesn't have a really good history with that. That's why we've eliminated railroad crossings throughout the entire city. Why did this come to be? It was a $3 billion boondoggle. And fortunately, the media hated it. And transit advocates hated it. The only people who liked it were the Yimbros who were like, yeah, let's build this little dinky light rail. The last public meetings for this project were held mere days before the COVID shutdown in 2020. So later on, DeBlasio left office. He was one of the most hated mayors in New York City history. Absolutely the worst. No one liked him. And now we have Eric Swagger Adams, who's also a bona fide certified crazy person, but he at least is smart enough to have not touched BQX at all. So at the moment, we could presume that BQX is dead. We don't need vaporware. We need actual transit options in New York City. We need new tunnels. We need expanded subway service. We need better bus routes. We need free bus routes. We don't need a $3 billion of taxpayer money being thrown at something that only real estate developers want. So, finding this weird, obscure prototype tucked away in the back of the Navy Yard, it's cool, it's awesome, it's hilarious. It's a really ridiculous piece of New York City transit history. I don't think it's really going to end up in a museum because it's a piece of crap, but it could totally be put in a playground for kids to play with or something. And, maybe, let the graffiti artist tag it up or something. Do something with that thing. Get it out of here. I need to take a second here to make a plug. The Brooklyn Navy Yard here has a really cool railroad history, and I just wrote a book about the Brooklyn Navy Yard, so I'm going to link that below. It has a little bit more about BQX and some of the other trains that were stored in the Brooklyn Navy Yard, which is all really interesting niche shit. Let's get out of here. You got things to do. I got things to do. DeBlasio, if you're out there, you suck. And I almost want someone to set this train on fire just to mock you. But at the same time, sure, someone's got something better and more creative that they can do with it. Let's go. Bye.